Hey there, guys, and welcome back to 10K Vlogs. This is your 10K Vlogs here, and I hope you are all doing good and having a wonderful time. So, today we are going to see BSA Goldstar 650. What are we going to see? Let's begin. And to begin with that, I need to give you a little background. Why am I talking about BSA? How and why it all started? So in India, BSA launched their BSA Goldstar 650 on the 15th of August 2024. Yeah, it's October now. And so everybody had probably registered. I did as well for a test ride. And then I got a call in September sometime that I can go and take a test ride because the vehicle is now available. So I went and took the test ride and found the test ride. I mean, it was a very short test ride, and generally on test rides, we cannot um, come to know about the bike all from all the aspects, right? So we can only feel the bike a little bit, how it feels from the weight, how the sound is, how the instrument cluster is, how the bike looks in itself, and how does it pull, how is the speed and gearbox and things like that in that short period of time. And in that short period of time, we cannot even tell about the suspensions and the comfort level over a longer period of time and all, because that test ride is only for a short duration, right? So there are things that we will come to know, there are things that we will never come to know, because we never are going to get a test ride for that long, right? So uh, this is basically the reason. So after taking the test ride, what I found was that the bike has a great pulling power, and that the weight actually, although it is around 213 kilos or 201 kilos without the fuel and the oils and things like that, 213 is the weight with the oil and fuel. So the bike felt actually that the weight is always to the low to the ground. Yeah, the center of gravity is low, so you don't feel the weight on the top, but the weight is definitely there on the bottom of the bike, that you will feel. And because it's a very powerful bike, like 55 nm torque and 45 ps, yeah, hp power. So I personally ride Pulsar N250, so there is no comparison between these two from power, performance point and all. So I definitely felt that um, difference, that big difference in the numbers, 45 and 55 Newton meter of torque, right? So that's how I became interested towards the bike, and thought that this bike could be, or think even now that such a power and such a torque is very nice when I go on solo long trips. So my channel's name is 10K Vlogs. So I do solo riding. I travel on my Pulsar N250. I ride to different places and discover unknown, like the motto of the channel is. So I thought that this can be my second motorcycle. Yeah, I will be not selling the Pulsar. I'll be keeping it. It's my first love. This will be my second love, second motorcycle. So that's how it all started. So before buying a motorcycle, definitely we do a lot of research. We try to find out about that motorcycle, how the performance is, because we cannot know everything from the test ride, right? And we also do not get all the informations from the dealership persons. They will never tell anything openly. It's all very like a glass through which you cannot see. Yeah, you have to ask again and again and again, but still you will mostly never get a reply from them. But they know our situation that we want to purchase a bike, so they use this. I mean, so it's very difficult as a customer, as a somebody who's looking to buy that motorcycle, to know everything about the motorcycle, right? All right. So now it's been a couple of months. Some people might have purchased it. In the UK, this has been there since the last 2 years or more. So people in UK who have bought this motorcycle have come up with a lot of their own ownership reviews, things that are nice with the bike, things that are not nice with the bikes, and so it's now getting a little bit clearer as to how the bike purchase in UK and the bike purchase in India could make a difference or is different. Yeah, it's not the same, but buying the bike in UK and buying the bike in India and maintaining it and over a longer period of time is not same. Now let's see what it means for somebody who wants to buy this bike in India, or like me, I'm considering to purchase this bike for myself, as I said, as a second motorcycle. But over the period of a month that I have been looking for the reviews of the bikes and what these bikes offer, what is there, what is not there, what comes with the bike from the dealer, from the OEM, and uh, costs, expenses that will uh, incur after you purchase the bike. Yeah, the running expenses and things like that. So let's see that. So the first and the foremost point that I feel is actually that the tires are tubed. Um, this is in today's world something that shouldn't exist, I think, because a tubed tire in today's world is a complete unnecessary thing. Yeah, there are so many different options that the OEM or whoever is giving a product should think about the product before it comes to the market, is what I think. Now introducing something that is not current trend, which doesn't make the life easier, which gives you hard times, I think it is not really a good thought process, right? So this is one of the main things that I fear about this bike, because where will you go if if a puncture occurs to the motorcycle, and imagine you are in not in any isolated location, you are in a normal city. You need to find a place which will do a puncture repair for tubed tires, right? That means taking the bike there. How are you going to take that bike over there? It's puncture, you need to roll it. Yeah, you need to push it either, or you need to remove the tire and remove that complete wheel and take it. Who is going to take care of the bike at that point of time? Things like that. I mean, these are all crazy thoughts, but thoughts that are reality, right? So this is what I fear the most. Or what we need to do is we need to have the puncture kit ourselves. We need to be prepared for that. We need to know how to fix a puncture, tubed tire puncture. That is one solution. And the second solution is to um, get the rims converted into a tubeless tire rim. Now there are two, three options available that we can do ourselves also, or get it done outside. Now getting it done outside, you can do it, but I think there is not a clear uh, yeah, you can give your new bike to that place. They want to keep it. Actually, it takes uh, around 3 to 4 days for them to give it back. So a new bike, I mean, you probably can take out the wheel and give it to them, but still purchasing a new bike and then having to remove a complete wheel, both of them, and then giving it to be converted into a tubeless rim, I think is difficult, better will be to do it yourself again. So you can learn and spend a lot of time with this bike if we purchase it, right? So this is one of the big things that should have been thought about before introducing it. Now in UK, I think people do most of the maintenance also them by themselves. It is allowed. They have a very BSA is a UK product. BSA started from UK, so there are so many different uh, automobile shops or accessories shops who have the basic necessity things like oil filter. They have the patches for the tubed tires. They have multiple accessories for the BSA motorcycle, and they are also creating new ones for the BSA motorcycles. But these are all not available in India because this is a completely new brand, completely new motorcycle. And like some other Indian OEMs like Bajaj, for example. No comparison, just an example. Bajaj, for example, you will find the parts, you can buy the spare parts at the automobile shop, genuine parts, and also you can purchase it online also, right? So these things are missing here. Definitely, it's not a complaint that it is missing, but it's a new brand, so it is missing. Maybe in the future it will come, maybe, yeah. But the tubed tires is really not a thoughtful process. A tubeless tire with a spoke wheels could have been a much better option, is in my opinion, or it could have been at least offered as a second option. Like people who want tubed tires, they can go for it. People who do not want tubed tires, they could go for a tubeless rim. Yeah, that would have been much easier for a consumer. Then I might miss something, but these are the points that are very common and very important from my point of view. Now, second point is actually silencer heat and the chance of a burn injury. Now, I think that the silencer comes very close when we are driving this motorcycle. There are chances, probability is around 80%, I think, that you could come in contact with the silencer. Now, suppose you have ridden the bike for 150 kilometers, 200 kilometers, how hot that silencer would be. And even if you're wearing a good shoe, good jeans, suppose if the sole of the shoe comes in contact, because the foot pegs are not um, going to support the complete bottom sole of the shoe. So the foot pegs are normal sized. Uh, but because of this silencer, there is a chance that the shoe can come in contact with the silencer, or your pant could come in contact with the silencer, and the fabric or the jeans or the leather of the shoe can burn on the silencer and leave a mark on the silencer, which probably will not get uh, cleared, or you cannot wash it out, right? And second most important is that you could be injured with this. Suppose if the bike falls on you, the silencer will, suppose, falls on your feet or your leg, what will happen? It will give a very bad burn injury. Of course, this is a classic motorcycle taken from the BSA example, but this is there. This is practical thing that I'm talking about. Of course, I'm not saying that the bike should get a underbelly silencer, something like that, but there should be some option like a heat shield should have been thought of, right? Suppose you park the bike at some place, childrens are playing, they can come in contact, they could touch it and then injury, right? Very bad thing. So this is also a miss. They didn't think about. Uh, then this is a very, I don't know what was the thought process behind this thing, but and I do not also know how the conditions are in UK when it comes to theft and robbers. So in India, there are already so many thefts and robberies that happen. Even the complete bikes get stolen at some cities and some places. And this is not a small bike. This bike costs 4 lakhs, premium bike, right? And a thief is a thief. He knows everything. He will, now this bike is new, but in some time they will come to know how to break things. Now the side covers on this bike is not lockable. You cannot lock it with a lock and key. So the side cover actually goes into the body with 3 pins or three push kind of a clips. So what you need to do is you just need to push the side cover into some rubber grommets. So the pin actually goes in this in at three areas. Yeah, there are 3 pins and 3 rubber grommets. And so what happens is that you can actually pull it out with your bare hand. You do not need a key or anything else. So suppose you park your bike at a hotel which doesn't have a parking, or you park at your bike at some place and go to buy something. There is a chance or not, tell me, that somebody can open the side cover and you will see that that thing that to unlock your seat. So then the next thing is easy unlocking of the seat. So they can steal the side cover, they can steal your seat, and under the seat you have battery which has 2 screws. So you remove those 2 screws and your battery is gone. So this is something very basic. Should have thought about it, I think, right? But there could be some thought process behind this, which I do not know. But as a customer who is paying 4 lakhs, I need my bike secured. I don't want that somebody can easily take out the battery, my seat, and go run away, right? Tell me if you what you think about this thing. So I'm also not saying that providing a lock makes it 100% secure. That also I'm not saying, but it makes it secure, right? Then 12-liter fuel tank. Now, 12-liter fuel tank is not a small one. It is decent capacity, but the bike is 652 cc bike, and the fuel consumption given by the OEM is around 25. Yeah. So depending upon our ride and how we ride, uh, so 250 kilometers is the range, suppose, with 10 liters of fuel. So which is not very good. At least 350 is a good range. So they should have given a bigger fuel tank, which makes again the life of a commuter, the customer, easier, right? Then, but that will mean that probably the bike looks a bit different, and the classic or the carryover from the earlier times might change. So that could be a reason, but still 12 liters is less for 652 cc engine. It makes life difficult. You have to constantly, after 200 kilometers, keep an eye on the instrument cluster, and instrument cluster is something that is very hardly you can see that what's written in there. That is also some unthoughted manner, it seems like you didn't think about this but introduced it. Now the purpose of an instrument cluster is to tell the rider the speed, the RPM, the gear they are in, and other telltale signs, and fuel efficiency, fuel gauge, that should be very clearly visible. But on this you are not able to see that. What what is the use of giving that when you cannot see it when you're riding, when you have to probably stop or see, or you have to put your hand on the speedometer on the instrument cluster and see the display. What is the use of giving that when it's not legible? I don't understand. Similarly, the trip meter, the odometer is also not able, you can't read it. It's so small and they are hardly visible when it's sunlight. So again, a miss. Then center stand is not available. Is a center stand needed? Yes, on this bike you need a center stand because uh, first is to clean the chain and lube it, and second is tube the tires. So you need a center stand to remove the wheel, put it back. Now you cannot carry a paddock stand everywhere, right? When you are going on a ride, you cannot carry that. Now there is an option that you can jack it using a single jack, means from one side, from the side where the silencer is, there are a couple of products available which you can use to jack that bike. Now you can do that, but there is a chance that the bike could fall on the other side if you're not careful. On the highways, on the roads, depending on the road, you need to see how you can do that, but it is a little tricky to do that with the jack when you're alone. You have to put a clamp to the front brake that the bike doesn't move, then you need to put this jack. So there is a still an something that is missing. Now why is the center stand missing is that because where the center stand should be, there are a lot of things related to emission norms. Like I came to know that ECU, and then there are some other things that are there. Electronics, yeah, electronics are there, and this thing is preventing a possibility of a center stand. Now, like I said, in UK there are a lot of suppliers who know BSA from a longer time. They are providing or going to come up with a center stand. But India, it's a new thing. People are not aware of this brand or bike, majority of them, and the possibility of somebody to come up with a center stand is very uh, minimal as of now, but it's a matter of time. But again, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? We can say yes, it will happen, we can keep an optimistic view about it, but only time will tell, right? So center stand is a very very needed thing when it comes to motorcycle. Also for mounting your luggage and all, it makes your life a little easier. Then the stand provided on this one, the side stand, has a very small foot peg. The bottom of the side stand is very small. The bike is heavy, so you need a good surface always to keep your bike. If you have a sandy surface or a little muddy surface or a little watery surface, there is a chance that the bike could fall off onto the left side. And I think there will be possibly some manufacturers in India, third party, who might give a side stand extender, like a bigger side stand foot, because for the other bikes it is available, so for this also it will come. But again, this is an extra spending over the 4 lakhs amount, so all this doesn't make it very pleasing. I mean, when you're spending that much money, you should get um, things already and not have to look for them in the market. Then we have, yeah, this point, visibility of consoles. So visibility of consoles is very poor. You cannot see really, even if it's in the neutral or not, it is difficult. You need to get used to that. Telltale signs are also very hard to read when you're riding. So when you're riding, actually, it is difficult to read the trip meter A, B, the odometer, the fuel gauge. You cannot read it, and the telltale signs are also hard to know what is there. This is really an unnecessary thing because the speedo or the instrument cluster should tell you what is happening. When you do not see that, it is a waste. Then the seat comfort not there. So some of the reviewers felt that the seat comfort is not there. The seat foam is too thin, and they suggested that this is not a deal breaker, but this can be fixed by adding a foam. Now I just purchased a bike for 4 lakh. I want that bike to have a comfortable seat or not. Now I will not take the seat out, give it to some seat man repair shop, and then that they will tear off the seats, put an extra foam, and then stitch it again or nail it down. I mean, this will ruin the bike's quality, sure. And I don't know if that voids any of the warranty things. Yeah. So, like I said, seat comfort is something we cannot feel on a test ride. Only when you take the bike for at least 150 200 kilometers, you can feel that. So, this point is there. Then, there the rear shock absorbers are not very good. Many or most of them have said this who have ridden the bike for a longer kilometer, and those who own this bike have told that the rear shocks are something which will keep your ride um, not very interesting. They will make you always go up and down and up and down and up and down. Yeah. Now again, there was a very big chance to give a good and comfortable rear shock absorbers, which is not given because everyone has said about it, everybody talked about it. So again, for 4 lakhs, this is a missed opportunity. Now people are suggesting that we can go for third party accessory, buy a new set of rear shock absorbers. That's again not available in India, it's available in UK. People in UK have used that, are using it, replacing it. So um, again, 4 lakhs I have to spend and then again spend some 25,000, 30,000. Does it make sense? Let me know, guys. Let me know in your comment section what you think of the points. Now, in India, the availability of spare parts and the cost. Leave the cost first. Availability of spare parts. Now, it seems that only the service centers will have the spare parts. Now, I am not able to get a good answer from them, clear answer, a transparent answer that the spare parts are available and that the dealers are willing to share that information. I'm not getting that information properly. So again, after purchasing a bike, if something breaks, yeah, suppose the side cover pin breaks or the side cover rubber grommet breaks, because people in UK are facing this issue, and suppose it breaks, it's a small rubber grommet, yeah, means it is a rubber thing which is square in shape and has a hole in it through which the pin will go. Now suppose I want to replace this. If I go to service center, do they have this? Can I get it in at that point itself, or do I have to wait it for like 10 days, 15 days, a month? Waste of time and energy. My mind will not be peaceful at but during until I get that again, because the bike has already broken, for example. Yeah. So this is very something that should have been thought about. There should be, the spare parts should be available at genuine stores, at places that BSA themselves can decide that okay, these are the genuine spare part sellers. We have these parts at with them, so you can purchase from them also. That will be much better, easier. Customers will come in numbers to BSA, but keeping it restricted with them and not giving it outside, I think is not a good idea. I mean, surely there will be problem. You go for some part to the service center, they will not have it. Yeah. Then the service cost. So service cost again, it has been said that the first service to be done within a month, it will cost around 2,500, 3,000 or 3,800 rupees. So keep a range like 2,500 to 3,800 rupees range for the service cost for your first service. Now, after that, the service cost will probably increase. Um, Now, what is it? I don't know. So expensive it can be. How much will the spare parts cost? That is also a question, um, which comes to somebody who wants to buy this motorcycle. And again, how good the service will be, because Java SD have a very bad reputation for services, right? I mean, I am not a Java EST owner, but the owners have a lot of complaints. They have given reviews. So based on that, I am talking about. Then on this also, there is no clear answer from the dealers. When you talk to them, you feel that they are very reluctant to give you an answer, to give you a clear answer that will make your life happier, make you satisfied. They don't want to. It seems that they want to keep it to themselves because they themselves probably do not have the answers. Then there is no clear information from the dealers on the accessories. Now they will give you an on-road price. The on-road price has insurance, and they have the RTO charges. All right. So when I asked them about what accessories will you be giving other than the side mirrors, I'm not getting an answer from them. Somebody says that it is included in the on-road cost. Somebody says that it's extra, you have to pay. When I asked how much do I have to pay, they say the crash cart can cost around 3,500 rupees. The rear can also cost around 2,000. Rear grab rail can cost around 2,500 rupees. Sari guard will be included, they say, but there isn't any clear picture. Also, until now I have not seen any motorcycle either in UK or in India that has a crash card. I have seen some bikes with the real rear grab rail, but not with a crash card. So this is a very big question. What that is hidden and doesn't make me want to uh, go towards the bike. I mean, I think it's not available. They are just saying something. Some say that there is a rear grab rail which comes in the form of a rear carrier. So like something like the bicycle carrier, something like that, but not so ugly. A little bit more modern that would fit the BSA. But that's what in this regard also there is no clear information, and online also I couldn't find any image of the crash guard. Rear grab rails I have found, but I think people in UK are purchasing it on their own. So again, extra expense and unclear picture. It's not with these dealers, but overall in India, any OEM, any dealer, there are some things like this that they are very reluctant to tell you about, and makes you feel that and gives the customer a suspicious attitude, because it becomes the situation is completely suspicious. You know what I mean, right? Then comes the engine reliability. This is something only we will come to know after a couple of years, at least a year. How reliable is this engine? Now we know that this engine has been taken from the Rotax, the BMW F650 engine has been modernized to the BS6 norms, and that's how this engine has come to its existence. But reliability is a question which will be known only in some point after a year or something like that from the owners who have already purchased it. Now the owners in Britain have a reason to purchase it because it's BSA. Yeah, it's something related to their heritage, something related to their grandparents, something that they know. But in India, it's completely new. We do not have any connection to BSA, right? So, and why I'm talking about engine reliability is because to me, it feels like that what you are purchasing for the 4 lakhs is actually just a 652cc engine that is churning out 55 Nm torque, 45 horsepower power, and has a good transmission to it that is very quick, slick. It does what you want. One first to neutral if you want, it will go there. First to second if you want, it will go there. Second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth. It does that very nicely and brilliantly. And the engine does that work what is supposed to do very nicely and brilliantly. Yeah. So that's why engine reliability is a question, because this motorcycle, when you look at it, it's the engine, the transmission, and that's it. Everything else is actually uh, like an accessory to it, because either it is not clear what what it should do, it's not doing, or there is a little miss in that. Now 4 lakhs with misses like this, I think you know the answer. You tell me what your opinion is and what you feel. I feel that waiting is a good choice, but it is difficult to wait because of that engine and the transmission and that slick and the beautiful thing that you feel when you ride this. I rode only short duration, and I felt something very nice about the bike. The gear shifting was nice and smooth and quick, like I wanted. Um, Also, it could be because I have never ridden a bike that is so big, like in cc, 652cc. The biggest bike that I've ridden is 250cc only. Yeah, 350cc also I have not ridden. No, 350cc I've ridden, yes, but even with the 350cc, it is also a lot of difference, right? So that's what is making me go a little crazy, that there is this cherry, but the cake needs to be good also, right? So I hope you understand my point. And maybe if you have ridden bigger motorcycles, you will not find this very attractive for sure. Only when you have ridden something that has not produced 55 Newton meter of torque and 45 HP power, you you will feel this bike. You will want this bike. But if you already are riding 1000 cc's, 1600 cc's, 1200 cc's, 850s and all, so there is no point for you to think about this bike, because this is like coming to a lower power class, right? But for me, it is something like a big jump. And yeah, that's when I think nothing much to add. So thanks a lot and have a good day, guys. Don't forget to comment your thoughts. Are you an owner, or are you planning to buy this bike? Let me know what your thoughts is. If you have spoken to the dealer, what does the dealer tell you? Does they give you a clear picture about the accessories, spare parts cost, availability, and things like that? This is how I think we can come together and uh, make a owners group, for example, and share things and information, and uh, make things clear, make things transparent. All right, so thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day. Bye.